Inside are a handful of armed special forces, and they're on the way to Singh's residence. All of them know that the operation must go as fast as possible. Singh could wipe the data from his computers in a few seconds, and if this happened, a big chunk of evidence could disappear forever. When they reach their destination, the doors are thrown open and 5 officers jump out. They immediately run to the door and smash it open, which wakes up Singh. But before he realizes what's going on, the first officer is in his room, and Singh is staring down the barrel of a gun. Singh is arrested without any resistance, and thanks to the officer's speed, he wasn't able to get rid of any evidence. Inside his house, law enforcement finds a bunch of evidence, but most importantly, they find a wallet with 3,838 Bitcoin on one of his devices, and after analyzing its transaction history, they linked most of the Bitcoin to Liston's business. Either way, Singh was now on his way to a British jail, while on the other hand, the US began its battle to get him extradited. But for over 4 years, nothing happened, and after Singh lost all his appeals, he was extradited to Ohio in March of 2023. There, he spent another year in prison until he finally agreed to a plea deal in 2024. And according to his plea, he promised to forfeit all of his Bitcoin, which should have amounted to over $300 million. But this is where it gets interesting again. Transaction logs showed that he had received at least 8,000 Bitcoin from selling drugs, but Singh insisted that he only had access to 3,838, which had indeed been confiscated during the raid in 2019. However, there were allegations that he sent large chunks of this money to whoever was behind the Gmail account going by aka.parvinder@gmail.com. As it turned out, this email belonged to Parvinder Singh, Banmeet Singh's brother, and even though there's no proof at all, it's extremely likely that some or maybe all of the missing 4,000-something Bitcoin were sent to Parvinder, either as a security measure or because Parvinder was actively part of the Liston cartel. And at that moment, 4,000 Bitcoin would be around $150 million. April 25th, 2024, somewhere in India. After a bunch of flights and driving, Banmeet Singh finally arrives at his family's house in India. There, he's greeted by his brother, Parvinder, his father, and a few other family members. They eat, talk, and have a good time to celebrate his release. But minutes after they go to sleep, the house is raided by the Indian police, who arrest Banmeet's brother, Parvinder. Just 4 days later, the police conduct a follow-up raid at a new house in Haldwani, where Banmeet had relocated after the first raid. There, authorities discover a device containing over 268 Bitcoin, which they immediately link to Banmeet Singh's activities as Liston.